destiny. King and queen, the truest of royalty. First love in its totality. This type of love will never unravel. Come along and follow us, Kingfish, Queenfish, driver. This is Tavern.
It's your girl, the Queenfish, and we are out here in these Bangkok streets. The Bangkok streets got us, and we are specifically in the Phra Khanong area and just going to explore and see what we find and find what we see.
Today is another day. Another day we have no idea what we're doing, where we're going. There's a lot of content out there that would make you believe that everything in Thailand is scripted, and it's not. You are going to see it as authentic as it comes. No fluff, no chaser, straight to it. Come on.
So we've been walking by different little spots, and all we're smelling are all these spices. And when I say the spice smell is strong, it's very strong. So anything with some really good spices, I don't even know what I want to eat. I just know I'm hungry. The Bangkok streets has my husband.
So we're walking along, and without notice, the neighborhood just changes. It's just different. You're only steps away from seeing something you didn't expect to see. For instance, if I simply turn around, look at that pork chop there. On the same corner, there's a nursery. Huh, who knew? Souk 71, Sukhumvit 71. I think we're gonna go in here, see what we can't find. Wow, 20 baht.
Someone?
Check out.
Sisip? Thank you.
So my man CJ is out here. He's looking for some collard greens. And I told him I would keep my eyes open.
Remember I told you that I've been wanting some fried rice? Or if I didn't tell you, I've been harassing the Kingfish because I've been having a taste of some authentic fried rice. Well, I'm happy because the flavor and what I was wanting, it's in here. Yeah, in there. The richness is in there. And then Kingfish, he wanted ramen. He was like, I don't just want ramen, like I want ramen. So I think he got it. We shall find out. He hasn't tasted it yet. I'm happy. And,
Happy.
Oh, and you know, my thing is don't serve it cold. You could see the steam, so it wasn't served to me cold, which is why I'm gonna be quiet so I can eat.
As the Queenfish said, I have been craving, fiending, longing for some good ramen for quite some time now, since I've been here. And I don't know if this will measure up to what I want, but it looks like it might give me a layover, you know. All right, broth in that. So we are here at 8. I don't know if it's called Ramen 8. We'll have to show you. I can tell the noodles are not what I want. Well, let's see if the flavor is there.
Served nice and hot as well. I see the steam.
Steaming.
Steaming, steaming. So, what do you think? Not what you were looking for? So mine was fried rice with teriyaki chicken in it. So I had teriyaki chicken, peas, an egg, you know, the usual fried rice. But it has a nice flavor, especially the teriyaki chicken. It has a nice flavor. Maybe
Good.
some soy sauce would have set it off though. Apparently, gyoza sauce, gyoza sauce has that flavor I was looking for, close to the soy sauce. You only need just a couple of hits of it because it's a strong flavor.
Okay,
It has a strong flavor, but it set off the rice. Yeah.
Are you happy?
So now you know, I am happy. Found a spot to get my fried rice fix.
You gonna eat your cornbread? Nothing is scripted. Today, nothing happened. Sometimes you go all the way across town, walk a couple miles, see a couple things, walk through a market, walk to the next BTS stop over, get lost under a bridge. I didn't show you that part. Stop by a market, get on the BTS, come back home, and end up home. Go to the food court, get something to drink, not satisfied. Go to Ramen 8, not satisfied, but the Queenfish got her rice.
I was gonna add, we went through a really cool neighborhood that both of us were like, man, we should have recorded. It never fails.
Yeah, we definitely dropped the ball today.
Yeah, we dropped the ball on a spot that we should have recorded.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Y'all already know where I'm at. I don't even know why I'm doing this introduction, but y'all help me welcome my brother Patrick to the scene. Y'all help me just listen. He already knew about this place. How did you find out about Mr. Joe?
So let me take you back, way back.
Way back in the time.
Back in the
Come
time.
on now, come on, watch out there.
You know, there are no coincidences in life, right?
Right.
And we came here for the visa.
Right.
Came up here, and I'm like, oh, you know, a bowl of soup. Oh, Michelin. I'm gonna go ahead and try it, right? That was 2 months ago. So I tried it and I haven't stopped coming since, right?
Yo, that was by happenstance?
Yeah, by happenstance. And I looked at that, I saw the pork,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm like, okay, that looks like a nice crunch. And I said, I'm gonna give it a try.
Well, the fact that you just happened to stumble upon Mr. Joe in all of Bangkok, just wanting a bowl of soup, and this is the first. Listen, y'all know how much I brag about. He been here quite a few times too.
Quite a few.
Quite a few, right? Yeah, you don't just come to Mr. Joe once. I've eaten at Mr. Joe more than anywhere else in Bangkok, hands down, by quite a bit. When you had your first bowl, describe that experience for me.
So I can't use that in this forum. But let me tell you,
Was that about the experience?
let me tell you, I came back the next day. Okay.
I think we did the same
So
thing.
this is the most frequent spot that I eat at,
That is it.
hands down. Right.
Yeah.
But you know what's so amazing to me is when you were talking, we were talking
Yeah.
about, hey, you know, food and this and that, and you just generically said, I got a place, right?
I remember that. Yeah.
I got a place. And I'm like, oh, okay. Do tell, right? And when you started describing it and then you said, Mr. Joe's,
Joe, man.
I was like, bro.
I've been there.
So now, you know, you have never been short of words,
Right.
but when you said Mr. Joe's, your credibility just went
I went
sky
to-
high.
Listen, because he can vouch for it. And listen, every person that has come to visit us here in Bangkok, I bring them here. The only way I don't bring them here is if they just don't eat pork.
Right.
Right? 'Cause that's what they do here. They do pork. So if you don't want pork, you click off this video. This ain't gonna be for you. But if you want pork, matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all something. Now I got this bowl of soup here. It's been sitting in the broth since this video was started and slightly before. I'm gonna show y'all. Actually, I'm gonna let you listen. Just listen. Can y'all hear that? No?
Do it again. Do it again.
Let me do it again.
So that was one of the things that got me hooked, right? You know, you let it sit and then you come back and under
It's
a
still
lot of
crispy.
different circumstances, the crunch will go away.
Yeah.
But to the very end, I mean, this thing is absolutely
That crunch goes
fantastic.
nowhere.
Now, what condiments do you put in yours? Is it just pure?
For the first bowl, yes. Yeah.
Oh, you a twofer kind of guy?
Oh, yeah. With Mr. Joe, and I might take one to go.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and the Queenfish took some of my broth, so I'm already a little short.
Okay.
I'll have to replenish that. I got top up.
And you're not a bean counter, but you count your broth.
Well, I'm cutting the broth, not the beans.
Okay.
But the white pepper in here is what sets it on top. So I would add white pepper. They have palm sugar up there. Sometimes I put a little bit of palm sugar in it. And this broth goes all day long. So if you really want to treat, come towards the end of the day, this broth just been sitting and simmering all day.
Okay.
And it just concentrates.
Okay. I like that, you know, when it gets to the back of your throat. To me, it clears my sinuses as well. So
There you go.
this is,
I'm a purist at heart.
okay.
So I'm one of those chefs that believe everything that you cook has a flavor on its own. A good chef will extract those flavors naturally. This pork, as good as it is, doesn't need anything else to it. This broth, as good as it is, doesn't need anything else to it. When you add so much sauce and seasoning and more barbecue sauce and more gravy, you actually cover up the authenticity of the cuisine, you see.
So let me talk about the flavor profile.
Okay.
I'm not a chef, but one of my friends is a chef. So I don't get just the pork belly, right? I like you get everything in it
Not at all.
because all of the different flavors and texture that each one of the pieces of pork brings into it just makes this thing come together, right? So you got the sweetness of the liver.
No.
You know let me also say that this dish is to me for a pork dish so very clean. It's just
Extremely clean. The broth is clean. The broth is white. It's a clear broth. It's not a stewy, gravy-y broth. It's very white. In fact, the color comes from the white pepper. That gives it its tint. You know, and then some of the pork that's been simmering in it, but for the most part, you were spot on. If I could bring my mom and dad back to this planet and bring them to one place, I would keep bringing them here.
You know, you told me that story about how this brought back memories.
Sat right over there in that corner and almost cried over a bowl of soup.
So way back in the day, had this friend of mine, we were soldiering together back at Hunter Army Airfield, right?
Yeah.
And we used to go to this sushi place, and our experience was, it was so cultural, right? He said, man, when we do this is like some ritualistic dish.
It has to taste a certain way. No.
So that's what brings this dish, it brings back the ritual, right? And you and I talked before, I think there's no better way to experience a culture than through its cuisine.
That's right. That's right. In this one, you're actually experiencing two different cultures. You've got Chinese and Thai. And this is a merging of the two. And everyone does it different. Mr. Joe, I think it's like a 3-generation. So even if you go back, what's the generation? 20 years? Give or take? Right? So you figure you go back 70, 80 years, and they be doing it the same way. And there's only 2 locations. It's this one and the main one, the flagship. Down on the street. This one, you have the AC, the comfortability of it all. The original, that's straight business. You walking in the place, the stall is right on the corner of the restaurant. You're seeing them just making orders to go. Michelin Big Gourmand recipients multiple times. Wow, you can't beat this. You can't beat this. So you got tripe, tongue, chitterlings. Yeah, you got to be from the country to enjoy this soup. If you be like, oh, I don't eat this, I don't eat that. No, don't come here. Matter of fact, come here and order me something. Please.
So here's a piece of liver. Here's the old chitterling.
The chitterling.
Now, I went out on a limb a few days ago, and in a crunch, actually right here downstairs, we had another restaurant. Much to my chagrin, but we just tried something different. And I had the chitterlings.
Really? Here?
Wasn't good.
I'm surprised it had. I didn't know. Wow.
Wasn't good.
Wow. They know what they were doing.
Wasn't fresh. Wasn't my flavor profile. It had some sweetness to it that they had soaked it in a bit of sugar. So
Got you. But other than that, how was the rest of the meal?
underwhelming. Now, I'm not like you in terms of your expertise, your culinary expertise.
But you've been eating for a long time.
Can you tell?
This is China meets Thailand meets American Southern soul, all in one bowl. You can't duplicate this. And I was just like, oh my gosh, what just happened? And Judy like, hey, you all right? Yeah, I'm like, yeah. And I'm just, I can just sit there.
You had that moment you were asking me about how did it make you feel?
Bro, I needed a hug, a bubble bath, Calgon, 2 one-a-days,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, I mean, so I was just like, what is going on? And I legitimately wanted to cry. I wanted to cry because I was so moved by the love that's in this bowl.
One of the things that I have noticed in my journey, back to the point that you made, is the merging of cultures. And, you know, with the Chinese and the Thai, of course, when you get the, you know, Vietnam had the French culture that merged, so you got the banh mi.
Yeah.
So the best dishes that I've had in the world are merged, right? And that is, to me, a microcosm of how the world should be, right? The best parts of the world, at least the best places that I've been, are merged.
Amalgamation of many people. I can say one word and immediately describe everything people would surmise about good food. That one word, grandma. Nobody cooked like grandma. Your mom could come close. And my mom was bad in that kitchen. But my grandmother, when she cooked, it was something different. I then become an amalgamation of the two of them, right? Grandma was from North Carolina. My mom grew up in Jersey. So you have that southern and northern intermingling, if you will, that produces a differently acquired product. You know, it's just different. It's not the same thing. When my grandma made collard greens, it wasn't the same as when my mom made collard greens, but I could tell they was related, right? Because there's some things that my grandmother taught my mom.
Right.
Make sure you do this, and then mom would add her twist. So I like it like this, I like it like that, or whatever. This is identical to my mother and father being back in that kitchen.
Wow. My grandfather, he used to sell neck bone sandwiches. I can't make this up, bro.
Hold on, because I'm trying to figure out.
Can't be done now.
Neck bone sandwiches.
He used to boil them things, throw them on the grill.
So wait, are they eating the bone?
No.
So they still picking it off, but it's on just on that regular white bread.
Just like a fish sandwich with the bones in it.
Yeah.
You eat around the bones, throw the bones away.
Man,
So it was those kinds of things that made their way. I mean, of course, that's not a traditional dish by any stretch of the imagination, but
a neck bone sandwich.
you know, just talking about food and the things that we had to eat, right? What we turned them into, just pure goodness.
Can you recall the best meal you have ever eaten in your life?
I was deployed years ago in Iraq. They used to do feast, right? So they go get the lamb,
Yes, sir.
right? Sacrifice the lamb, cut it up, grind it up right there on the spot. Fresh vegetables from out of the garden.
Yes, sir.
Rice cooked right there on the spot.
In the fat of the lamb.
Bro, that was so delicious, probably because I was hungry, but it was so pure, right? And with low to no seasoning on the meal. You know, the bread, everything was freshly cooked, and that was one of the best meals that I've ever had, and we had it on several occasions.
But that's the one that sticks out.
Yeah, I mean, and it reminded me, well, what reminds me of that is some of the Lebanese food that I've had here. That kind of takes me back, right?
Yeah, that Middle Eastern cuisine is something serious.
Yeah, man.
And I think maybe for the longest time, it might have been one of my favorites. Middle Eastern cuisine.
Well, I binge on foods. I get something, I stick with it. I'm there for like 2 or 3 months, maybe a year or so.
Shoot, yeah. And for me, yeah, don't if it ain't broken, don't fix it nothing.
And what about your favorite?
For me, I think it's always going to come back to Thanksgiving dinner at home. Before I knew I would become a foodie, before I knew I would become a food snob, trained chef, world traveler of international cuisines, I had a general idea of what food was supposed to taste like. And I started earlier talking about how you have to be careful that you don't cover up the flavor everyone is looking for with the extra, right? So, and I learned this, it was in my first or second year in culinary school, making filet mignon.
Okay.
Right? And you know, I'm just like, yeah, where the garlic powder, where the onion powder, and all, you know, you didn't put this on the. He said, I want you to put salt and pepper. Don't touch it. I said, just salt and pepper, and for some reason, we think we need more than that. Because we've gotten used to it. And what we've gotten used to is the flavor of all of the other seasonings that are now on that dish. That's what we're eating. We're not even eating the dish of, you know, crispy pork. No, you don't want crispy pork anymore because you got barbecue sauce, gravy, hot sauce, fish sauce, soy sauce, you know, every other kind of sauce on. You're tasting the sauce. You might still get the texture of the meat, but you've covered up the natural flavor. Here you go. Filet mignon. Would you put ketchup on it? The head chef of my first culinary school came to our class to eat off my plate. Real talk. That was a big flex for me, right? Because he's supposed to be the professional, right? He knows. And so he recognized Fish is doing something different over here. And I never told him what it was. I just learned to cook like my mom and my grandma.
You know, I have this little thing that when I cook, I can't taste my own cooking, right? So I have to get people to taste it for me. I don't use a lot of, I know over and over again what I've used, so I know the quantities to use most of the time, but especially with Thanksgiving and Christmas, I do the collard greens.
Yeah.
What else do I do? I just do a couple of dishes there. One of my staples of speaking of Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner is my mom's squash casserole.
Squash casserole.
Oh my goodness! Now she's passed the recipe along to my daughter, who gets an A+. Right. But man, it's just those little things that have that love in it.
Can't do it like mama.
No.
Can't do it, man. Especially if you grew up with that, that becomes that's your standard. Everything else is measured by what you ate growing up.
That's a pretty doggone good word right there. That's standard.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the measuring stick.
There you go.
Yeah.
Everything else is measured by this. What people typically describe as good or not comes down to what they think is good or not. It's all subjective. So we went the other day to, have you been to Culture Lounge yet in Bangkok?
No, not yet.
We went the other day, right?
I saw.
Well, first of all, the warmth, the greeting when you walk in the door
Okay.
is next level. I was curious if I was going to see the owner, Brandon, if he was there, you know, because they've been open now a couple of weeks now. I wanted to wait till all the hype died down. But he come from nowhere. Hey, welcome. I mean, just so already now I'm feeling like I'm home. Right? You walk into a place and you feel welcome, like you're gonna keep coming back.
You know, there's no coincidence we're talking about culture and culture, right?
Well, that's what made me think about
Okay,
it.
so culture, and you know, some of my favorite shows don't even know if they exist anymore. Of course,
Uh-oh.
Anthony Bourdain is gone, right?
Yeah, no reservations?
No reservations. Okay. So we're going to Vietnam in a few weeks,
Okay.
and
Go where he went?
I'm going to get some of that bun chop, which is the pork.
Uh-huh.
Hey, that he and President Obama were eating together. Another one of my guys is Anthony Zimmern.
Andrew.
Andrew Zimmern.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I said Anthony, but I was talking
Out of Minnesota.
So I was eating a piece of chitlin and I was thinking about him because he was like, well, I can tell that he died with one in the chamber, if you know what I mean. But that piece of chitlin that I had just now, he didn't have one in the chamber. Thank goodness.
Well, that's a good thing. Because if it did, we wouldn't be back. Because, growing up, you didn't eat everybody's chitlins.
Yeah.
Actually, you didn't eat anybody's chitlins but your mom and your grandma. That was us. And it took me a long time. Actually, I was just outside Howard University in D.C. And I ate at a place, I don't even know if it's still there. There's a place there called Florida Avenue Grill. Florida Avenue Grill was known for some of the best soul food. And I'm in my early 20s, so I didn't really have a lot to compare about. But I went there. That was the first place I ever had chitlins outside of my mom's kitchen. And man, they were good. Andrew Zimmern is what got me into experimental cuisines.
Okay.
When I went to the night market, when we got here, first thing I said, I got to find me a scorpion. Now, granted, I only ate the claw. I don't know if I could eat. I could probably do it if I really felt I wanted to. Even to. But even just taking the claw, which in my mind is the safest part to eat. I don't know where I get that from.
I wouldn't know.
But yeah. But Andrew Zimmern, it's crazy you mentioned those two. Andrew Zimmern and Anthony Bourdain have done more for the awareness of food outside of the culture that you know of than anybody else. Right? You have plenty of information on French cuisine. You've got you've got your Julia Childs, your Jacques Pepin, your Wolfgang Puck, Emeril Lagasse out of New Orleans. So you know French cuisine and the derivatives thereof, where it's going. But when we grew up, how many people was traveling to Asia that wasn't in the service? If you were lucky and had money, you might have gone to Jamaica or done a cruise, but even then you were considered well off to be able to do that. We didn't have any of that. We went to grandma's house, pop house.
Good.
That was it. So Andrew Zimmern and Anthony Bourdain, when I do my food videos, Anthony is playing in my mind.
Bro, I just see you and your skill and your personality. I see you doing that.
I appreciate that.
Bro, I'm like, that's your bag, right?
Nah, one day if I get serious and I really put some thought into this, maybe it'll turn into something special or something different, something more. But bro, I'm having so much fun. I'm surrounded by culture, food.
Yeah.
What else is there? And it's all affordable. We living like kings with pauper pockets.
Yeah.
That's profound right there.
I think we spent. The stories can go on and on about how little that you spend for food, and thanks for buying this this very expensive dish for me. But it was what, 280 baht?
Something like that. Yeah. We're at what, $7, $8? Something like that.
Yeah.
It's less than $10 for 3 people to eat. How about that?
I was looking at a video from back home. Some football game. Oh, it was a motorcycle rally at Bethune-Cookman.
Okay.
I'm a Harley riding guy, right? At least I used to be when I was back in the States. So
Not anymore.
not anymore. So I was looking at a picture of a food truck. And I looked at the prices. I'm like, oh my God, like a plate of something that's not even a full meal. It's like $25.
Crazy.
Can I share with you a couple of dishes? I was kind of going back while you were telling me that story. So
Back down memory lane.
Back down memory lane. So two excellent dishes that I had. One was in France.
Okay.
I was coming from from England, right? Going back through France into Germany, and I stopped at this little car stop. They call it an Imbus or whatever, right? And I looked at the menu, and I asked, I said, "What's that on the menu right there?" He said, "Pig intestine, sir." I said, "Give me one of them."
Wow.
One of the best chitlin dishes that I've ever had. Right?
In France.
In France. Okay. Fast forward, maybe a year later, and I'm in Austria.
Okay.
This place called Stubaital, right? Close to Innsbruck. So at this restaurant, and I asked the waiter, I said, give me a recommendation for your best dish. He said, the calf's liver.
Calf's liver.
So I'm thinking, man, the last time I had calf's liver, it was on my mama plate, and it tasted like a boot, right?
Super
with
tough.
some onions all over and some gravy on top, and some
Yeah.
rice, right, or mashed potatoes. So I said, calf's liver. I said, okay, I'll try it. Kingfish. That
Change your
dude
life.
brought that's my line. That dude brought that thing out, and it was rare. It had a crust on it.
Yeah.
They pan seared it on each side so that it was brown.
Mm.
You can see the blood dripping out. Man, that thing was like butter. Flavored to perfection. Wow. Unbelievable.
You know, one of the things I questioned in culinary school was how the French became the gold standard, right? Everything is meant that, right? And now that I've been doing this for a while, I'll give them that accolade for pastries and bread.
Okay.
But as it goes for your stews, your beefs, your porks, chickens, I don't know if that's exclusively theirs. You know, I don't know. I'll also say it like this. So I prefer gourmet food over soul food.
Okay.
If somehow you can blend those two together and give it to me, I'm really happy. You know, I'm really happy. You know, you mentioned chitlins. Well, chitlins were expensive growing up too. I don't know why, but, or maybe they weren't expensive, but you had to buy a lot to have something, because we only got a spoonful for
Right.
New
I remember
Year's,
that.
right? But that pop liquor, yeah, I need some of that on my rice. Mm-hmm. Sweet potatoes, turkey, stuffing, whatever. If you can combine gourmet with the food you grew up with, or soul food, or southern food, down home, round the way, the best thing that you ever eat, and combine that, so it's presented in a way that looks amazing, bro, your senses go through the roof. You don't even know how to interpret that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm grateful for when it happens.
Yeah. My wife's peach cobbler is the old recipe, right? Okay. And I have to stay away from it because it is
Get away from
literally
it.
addictive, right?
Get that
But
crack
it's
cobbler.
it's those kinds of things that we grew up on, man. And when you find it somewhere else in the world,
It takes you right back to where you live.
it's amazing. Like you had that experience right over there.
Wow. Well, she likes waffles,
Okay.
right? And so I make my waffles here. I want to tell you how much of an honor and a pleasure it is to share a bowl of soup with someone who understands what a bowl of soup is supposed to taste like.
My man, the Kingfish. The honor's been all mine.
Me and this together.
Not many people know and understand the love that was put into this and can
Right.
appreciate what it is.
Yeah.
So-
next level.
Hey man, this is a special thing.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is a ritual.
So we
Next-
got to come back.
We got
So we got
we got to come back, but we got to come back with Rocky and
Rocky.
Toe.
Yeah. Before I go, shout out your channel so that all our people can be checking y'all out as well.
Okay. Pat Rocky Travel 1. Check us out.
Pat Rocky Travel 1. And that 1 means you the one that need to go like, comment, and subscribe. Good stuff. Also a fellow veteran, right? We wear different colors, but we're from the same organization.
Yep. real quick, put some comments in there because we want to know what your favorite dishes are too. And you know, if you heard something that resonated with you, something that brought back some memories, we'd like to hear about that too. Some dishes that from way down south or wherever you're from. Please share it with us because we love our food and we love our different cuisines and our experiences of culture.
I'm gonna hear from them country boys.
Yeah.
What we need to look for out here, especially those of you who've been over here, we need some recommendations. But until then, we'll be here, Mr. Joe. So, all right, y'all, we out.